Hey there, this is Sean Walker from iTrain Hockey. This is the Hero Intermediate Workout Plan. It's an excellent workout plan, off-ice training workout plan for teenagers as well as adults that are somewhat new to exercising, as well as maybe to the game itself. This first exercise is high knee walk. So what we're doing here is just working on mobility and doing it in a dynamic fashion. We're walking 15 yards there and then 15 yards back, executing the same workout. The second exercise, still part of our workout, our warm-up part of the workout, is lunge, reach, and then you're doing a sumo squat. So what we're trying to focus on is just combining these three movements into one, and it's an excellent exercise just to accomplish lots of a little bit of back, but mostly for our legs, groin, hamstring, quads, just a nice full stretch that'll help warm us up before we get into front squats, as well as hand power cleans, which we're going to be doing in the strength portion of the workouts. Still part of our warm-up, this is a 45-degree lateral bounce. So when we're executing this, you get a nice, quick, explosive exercise where you're just jumping from one leg to the other and using your arms as well as your opposite leg for momentum to be gained just through each jump. This is a lateral skater jump. So what we're doing is just moving from side to side and just jumping, again, laterally, almost mimicking a skater's stance when we're executing each of these jumps. Just make sure, again, they're nice and explosive, nice and quick, and you're using your arms for momentum to help propel you into the opposite direction. All right, let's move on to the conditioning and endurance portion of our workout now. We're going to be using the rowing machine, and we're doing 5 sets of every minute on the minute, quick 10-second shifts. So what that essentially means is for 50 seconds out of your row, you're just going to be using medium tempo, just a regular row, and then for the last 10 seconds of each of these sets, and I want you going as hard as you possibly can, almost mimicking like a quick 10-second hockey shift in a way, or a quick battle. As you would on a hockey shift, and then after the 10 seconds, go back to your regular tempo, and we're just going to be doing this for 5 sets. Okay, let's move on to our weight training and strength training phases. We're going to be doing 2 phases. This first phase, we're combining hang power cleans with goblet alternating reverse lunges. So what we're going to be doing is 4 sets of 10 reps. So we're going to be doing hang power cleans for a set, and then switching over to the goblet alternating reverse lunges, and then again back to the hang power cleans. And we're doing 4 sets of 10 for this first one. So this is hang power cleans, my favorite exercise, I think, focusing on the dip and drive portion, and again just focusing on technique with an empty bar. You can throw on maybe 2.5 to 5 pounds on either side as well if you'd like to, but when you're first beginning, the main focus is just on technique. This next exercise that we're combining it with, again, is goblet alternating reverse lunges, 4 sets of 10 on each leg. So because it's on each leg, we're going to be doing 20 lunges in total for each of those sets. So keep your weight nice and light. I think I'm using like 25 pounds here, and that's more than fine even for me. And so we're combining this with our hang power cleans after each set. I'm always using a mat or something like just some extra padding if you have it available at your gym, just to touch your knee down, and then you want to make sure that you're nice and safe, especially when you start increasing weight. Okay, let's move on to the second phase of our weight training portion. This is front squats with our arms off of the bar. So just keep your elbows up nice and high and arms nice and straight. Whenever I'm doing a front squat, technique is really important. Make sure that your weight is going into your heels. I lift up the toes on my way down, and I try to bring my hips and my butt lower than my knees every time that I do a front squat, just for full mobility. And upon standing, always activating the glutes and coming to a nice full stand. With this exercise, we're going to be combining it with the next exercise, which is single leg deadlifts, and again, just focusing on the leg strength of our workout. So this is 4 sets of 6 reps per side, and single leg deadlifts. I think I've got my weight quite light at 25 pounds, I'm keeping my leg that I'm on nice and straight. The opposite leg that's being lifted up into the air, I'm keeping my toe down. And again, this is a nice exercise just to engage hamstrings. Okay, let's move on to the core training portion of our workout. We're combining two exercises. This is slow-mo bird dog, 4 sets of 10 reps per side. So begin in a plank position using a mat just on the ground, and you're going bringing opposite elbow to opposite knee. Again, take it nice and slow. A lot of my exercises, I have always liked focusing on speed, and I feel like I'm probably a fast skater because a lot of my exercising I have always done a little bit fast, including my strength training and weight training. And I'm always reminded to slow down, and especially with core training, it's really important to go nice and slow. Body saw push up. So begin. We can do this in 2 ways. One, you can do it with your knees on the ground, like I'm demonstrating, or you can get into a full push-up position and do it that way. And again, that was a heck of a lot harder, but this is a fantastic exercise for obliques as well as front abdominals. And you're switching sides halfway through. And I just used a nice light dumbbell, and it just helps me in doing this exercise. But a few people use like slide boards or some equipment like that, which works just as well. Okay, moving on to the cool down portion of our exercise. We're starting with some hip flexor lunge. So again, we're just holding this position on both sides per side. And then we can get into a deeper lunge after doing 1 set each side. Again, this is nice yoga stretches for us to focus on our mobility and stretching. Next one is hip flexor with the arm raised. And again, we're doing it per side, so make sure you're focusing on both legs. Next one is hip flexor twisted lunge. So very similar to the last one with our arms raised. This time we're just getting a nice back stretch at the same time. Puppy pose, 1 set of 20 seconds, 20-second hold. So very similar to child's pose. We're just making sure our butt is a little bit higher and our upper body is leaning a little bit further forward. Half-year-old pose, it's one of my favorite ones. Just a nice stretch through the quad of the leg that you're going to be pulling on. And lying prone twist. So prone just means the position that I'm in. I'm starting with my face down, and we're bringing our opposite ankle over across our body, and then just again, you can reach out with your opposite arm and bring it out nice and straight, just as I'm demonstrating here. It's a nice stretch for our back.